So this is the Series 2 Panther, the PQ50L. This is a very nice little compact thermal scope, and as you can see there's a internal 18650 battery just in here. A really nice feature about the Panther is it's also got a built-in laser rangefinder, which is this little bit on the top here. And turning the unit round, or turn the rifle round I should say, you can see the button setup on this side. Like most HIKMICRO products, the Panther is particularly easy to use. You've just got 3 buttons on the side here. The first one is your power button, which also has a standby mode, so it comes on instantly. You've got a laser rangefinder button, which will ping your laser rangefinder and display it on the screen within the scope. It's also got a scan function, so you can just keep it continuously going for a set amount of time. Then you've got a dial with a center push here, which is your menu button. So a short press on that will bring up the brightness and contrast, those basic kind of scope features, and then a long press brings up the main menu, which you then scroll through and push the center button again to select the item you want to go to. There's also inbuilt recording with this and a Wi-Fi feature, so you can stream it direct to a mobile phone or tablet using the HIKMICRO app. You can record video and stills directly to an inbuilt memory. To record footage, you press and hold the laser rangefinder button and the center of the menu button, and that stops and starts the recording. A short press of the jog dial here will swap you between your colour palettes. You've got 4 colour palettes, your black hot, white hot, red hot and fusion, and rotating the jog dial when it's not in the menu system will do your zoom, your magnification in and out, and again you've got the picture-in-picture mode with this scope too. This unit's really easy to zero. I zeroed this yesterday in about 4 shots. Basically what I did with that was initially I had another thermal scope on this rifle, so I just set the rifle up with the scope aimed at a certain point and then very carefully removed that scope, put that one on and adjusted it to the same point of impact, and then took it out in the field to confirm that zero. So what I did was I took a target, put that out at 50 meters, which was just a steel target, and I could see that perfectly well through this scope even in daylight. And I was a little bit high with the first shot, so I adjusted that down, got it smack on at 50 with 2 shots, and then I took it out to 100 meters and fired another shot, which was again a couple of inches high. So I just adjusted that down, and the last shot was smack bang where it wanted to be, and that's all using the freeze frame feature on this scope, which I know a lot of other scopes have got, but this one and the menu system for the zeroing I actually found as probably one of the most simplest zeroing procedures that I've done with a thermal scope. Mounting the Panther is also very easy. One-piece mount there, which just bolts onto the bottom of the scope, and then it's got 2 lock-in bolts to attach it direct to a Picatinny rail. I've got to say that I was very impressed with the picture quality of this scope. It is a nice little unit. It's got a 2,500 metre detection range. Obviously that's on a man-sized target, but even so, for foxing, longer range foxing as well, perfectly adequate scope. You've got a good range of magnification there from 1 times, 2 times, 4 times and 8 times. You've also got a selection of 5 different reticle options in 3 different colours. And as I say, all this is powered by a single 18650 battery. It comes with 2, each one gives you around about 6 hours use. Now I took this setup out last night to see if I could find a fox with my mate Gary. So we spent a fair bit of time walking around the farm looking for a fox, and to be honest, all we found initially were a lot of deer. We first off we bumped into a roe deer with a couple of young, and we spent a little bit of time watching her, then moved in a little bit closer just so we could get some nice footage of her. Then we moved on a little bit further into one of the next fields, and again we found a few more fallow deer. In fact, we found fallow deer in pretty much every field that we went into, and in quite substantial numbers. We did eventually find a fox, and I tried to squeak him in because he was around about 150 yards away, but he was in some quite tall grass, and I wanted to get him in for a good sort of clear shot, and also to get some sort of better footage of him as well. So I tried giving him a squeak, but he didn't want to know, and he quickly just sort of disappeared off into the next field. After a little bit more wandering around, we bumped into one of the roe deer yet again. This one came through the hedge in front of us and was probably stood about 20 or 30 yards in front of us for a little while before going out across the field. After much traipsing around, we finally bump into a fox. This fox was around about 120 metres, 130 metres, somewhere about that, up the top of the field, just nosing around. So Gary gave it a bit of a squeak, and it turned and looked, and eventually came bounding down the field towards us. So it was a little bit tricky to shoot where we were. We didn't have all that many safe angles, so we had to wait for it to come in very close to get a clear shot. Eventually it came right into around about 30 yards, and it just made a very straightforward shot. So not really much of a test for the scope or the rifle. However, you can see that you wouldn't have any bother at all shooting a fox at 150 metres or so. In fact, I would probably say with that sort of setup, shooting bang on and zooming it right in the magnification, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to take a fox to 300 metres with that, I'm sure. So all in all, a really nice little unit, very, very sharp, and just very straightforward to use, which is probably, I think, what I like most about this scope. Is it really is very, very straightforward to use. So if you're looking for a good quality, good image, and something that's straightforward and easy to use, and a nice compact package, the Panther could well be the way to go.